Morning. Good morning, buddy. He's not having it. Buenos dias. I think that's good morning. I'm trying to learn how to speak Spanish. Anyway, I ended up moving last night. I went down to another little roundabout. It was pretty windy right there on the lake. And yeah, the setup that I used last night, though, actually worked out really well. I've been in all kinds of tents. I've been in the four-wheel pop-up campers, different things like that. And I really, really enjoy sleeping inside of a rig over a tent. And I don't know if you guys can agree. To me, it's easier, and to me, it's safer, and I feel more secure from both the weather, the elements, the wildlife, and ticks. So last night I sprayed this entire thing down with some deep woods off, sprayed myself down with deep woods off, sprayed the all the blankets, the roof, the headliner, everything with deep woods off. And yeah, man, so I am not playing around when it comes to these bugs anymore. This morning I'm gonna cook some breakfast. I'm probably gonna make some coffee. Hopefully my eggs and everything aren't frozen. I set the fridge last night to, I wanna say 50 or 51, something like that. It says that it's like 48 in there right now. Hoping for the best, so let's go check it out. All right, it says that it's 50 degrees. Let's find out what it looks like. And everything's still frozen. Damn. Let's see if the bacon's frozen. Bacon's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. There's some ice down there, but it's not too terribly bad. That's liquid now, so I don't know, we might be all right. Man, this thing overworks, you know? Works too good. Oh man, I am happy to report that my bacon is no longer frozen, so we're good to go. Throw these bad boys in there. Assuming they're not frozen, which they are. That one wasn't. Let's see if this one is. Frozen. Alright, so one egg, that's it. And then our bacon. And now you just stir everything in. Oh boy. Pumbaa's looking at this like, Daddy, I can't wait. Look at that. God knows, boys. Man, a damn doctor would be having a heart attack right now. Shit, I might have a heart attack after eating this shit. Good God, look at that. Hey, dogs are great to carry with you. They clean up the dishes really well. Now, the gunk wipes are not antibacterial. You will have to find something to wipe them down with antibacterial. I just ran out of antibacterial wipes, so I'm gonna have to stop and get some, and I'll wipe that down with the antibacterial wipes too. The gunk wipes are just degreaser wipes, so they're just for cleaning. They're not for disinfecting. All right, that's everything packed up. I gotta get my trasharoo still. And my little table. This little table they had, it's funny because, you know, those big lifetime tables are like $40 and sometimes even more. And they're just a little bit too big and really a pain in the ass is what I found to set up and take down. So I found this little table at Walmart one day, and it's, I mean, it's perfect. And it was $14 when I bought it. Now, as you can see, it's had better days because it's been used. But I went to go buy another one from Walmart. Now they want $40 for these things. So, yeah. But it's perfect. I did forget the tick tent. Alright. That's everything. Let's get the hell out of here. You know, every now and then, whenever you're traveling these roads, you do come across a little bit of an obstacle. So this road is closed nearly right at the end of where it meets up with another road, which sucks. Let's take a look at what we're looking at here. Yeah, I don't think we're getting out of that. Huh? What do you guys think? Think if I get enough speed, I can just haul ass over it? I don't. That's crazy, man. It's like some water's gonna come through here and wash it away. You know, yesterday I was in the mountains, and this is a pretty normal sight in the mountains, is these big, huge boulders. But now I'm no longer in the mountains, and I wonder how in the hell did those big, huge boulders get like that? Right there, you know? And they're extremely rounded off, like they've been weathered, you know? Kind of weird, right? I don't know, maybe they blasted them out to make this road. Maybe, I guess that's a possibility. By the way, this is the roughest road that we've come across so far, I think. Not real technical, just a little rough. Man, this has been a really cool trail so far. It reminds me a whole lot of the Transamerica Trail. And it's essentially the same thing. It's basically a real scenic loop with a mixture of off-highway trails, Forest Service roads, logging roads, dirt roads, different things like that. Now, there are a lot of these trails throughout the United States. There's a lot of these adventure tours. I know Kentucky's got one, Georgia's got one. This is the South Carolina Adventure Trail. And most of them are designed with dual sport riders in mind. So motorcycles that can go on and off highway. But as you can see, most of them you can also take your 4x4 on, and it's got plenty enough room. This particular one has got plenty enough room all the way around. So you can do the entire loop in a 4x4. You don't have to have a motorcycle or anything like that. Now, one day I may end up getting a dual sport. I've got a motorcycle that I haven't ridden since 2017. After I put it up, I got in a motorcycle wreck, as you guys might know, in 2016. In 2015, almost a year before my motorcycle accident, I was on a dual sport and I had an accident. Doing about 45 miles an hour, I hit a tree stump that I couldn't see because I was riding at night. So I haven't gotten a dual sport, and the main reason is because I didn't want to push my luck. But man, I'd really like to have a dual sport. That said, I can imagine riding on these real rocky roads where the boulders are real big, kind of like it was back there. I can imagine that would be rather tricky. Or if this was real muddy, it would be rather tricky. So if you're doing it on a dual sport, just keep that in mind. We're actually traveling through a wildlife management area, and it's not on 𝐼𝐴 as public land, but there was a DNR sign back there that advises you that it is wildlife management area. Sign in and sign out, so I guess you can come here and go hunting and stuff like that. I'm not real sure what the rules are on that, and I'm not real sure what the rules are on camping here. But I've been lucky enough to be able to find camp and National Forest, Sumter National Forest to be exact, in both nights on this trail. So I'm hoping tonight we make it to Francis Marion National Forest, and I'll be able to find camp there as well. Typically you can stay at National Forest dispersed camping without, you know, having to pay anything, or right now with the coronavirus, many campgrounds are actually closed, so you can still disperse camp on National Forest land, which that's all I like to do anyways, disperse camp. But if push comes to shove, then Puma and I can actually just shack up and stealth camp at, say, a Walmart or some kind of parking lot or something. So hopefully we don't have to do that. I'd much prefer to be out in the woods, you know? This road right here, I imagine, whenever it's wet, could be quite the challenge. So I just hit this at speed, but I wanted to point this out because this is extremely common and it's very jarring every time it happens. But as you're going along, you will find washouts like that going across the road, and there's nothing you can do about them except for hold on, you know what I mean? But let me show you how deep that thing is. So that gives you an idea of how deep this little washout is on this road. And again, if you hit that at speed, it's a pretty big deal. Hit the Francis Marion National Forest and coming up on some pretty rutted up nasty roads. Again, this wet would be a real issue. Luckily it's not wet. Probably gonna find a spot somewhere here tonight. I talked to a buddy of mine, 𝗬𝙗𝙗 from North Georgia Overland. You've seen him on the channel once or twice, and he's got 2 really nice campsites he shared with me. So we're going to see about those campsites, and this is where we're going to call it a night. Look at this congregation right here, huh? They're not practicing social distancing at all. Wonder what they're trying to eat. I can smell it. Apparently they can too, huh? Must be what Darius Rucker was talking about when he's talking about the land of the pines. Lord of mercy, look at all these pine trees. It's a lot, man. Supposedly there's a campsite down here. We're gonna find out. Yeah, I think I'm good on that, huh? I've had enough fun with insects. I don't want to hang out here, I don't think. Found a boat ramp here in Francis Marion National Forest. Not bad. I ain't got no boat. But I also found this fire over here still going. Somebody failed to snuff it out. Smokey the Bear would be upset. All right, so after further deliberation, I guess you could say, I actually chose to not camp next to the water. And the reason is again, because bugs, right? The bugs right now are pretty bad. By the water and the swamp here in Francis Marion, they're gonna be even worse. So I'm kind of out here. This is a nice little clear area. Hopefully there's no ticks. Probably gonna sleep in the rig again today. The reason is just because, well, it's easier. I don't have to worry about the tent. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and get set up for dinner time and chill. That's the current situation. So on the first trip that I took on the Transamerica Trail, I bought this little first aid kit, and it's remained right there in the corner pretty much the whole entire time. I've used it one time whenever I got eat up by some kind of like sand flea or something in 𝐼𝙧𝐿𝐴𝐶. Christy and I did. And I used the insect bite treatment that it had in it. And, you know, the other day after I got bit by the tick, I went in there looking for something that I could use for, you know, cleaning. And also I took my antibacterial soap out and left it at home. So I forgot to put it back in my little pack. But as I was digging through here, I found that it does have antiseptic towelettes. And, you know, it's got a whole bunch of other stuff too. It's even got some tweezers there, which I wish I would have known whenever I took the Gerber tool to my titty to get the tick off. But anyway, the point of this is to tell you that this first aid kit was like 10 bucks. This is a very good first aid kit, very inclusive for 10 bucks. I mean, it's got all kinds of stuff. I added some more of the afterbite, which is the stuff that they put in here for insect bites to relieve itching and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll put a link down in the description for this first aid kit, but I've used it quite a bit this time. I'm gonna have to get some more of these antiseptic towelettes, but nonetheless, this is a very good first aid kit. No matter if you get this one or another one, it is a necessity to have some sort of a first aid kit inside of your rig whenever you go on these trips. You never know what could happen. You could cut yourself, in my case, get bit by insects, different things like that. So it's always good to have some sort of a first aid kit. All right, so dinner for tonight. I was gonna have some steak with bacon wrapped asparagus again, but my asparagus is shot after freezing and then thawing and then freezing, and I don't know what's going on with the cooler, so I've got to find out what's going on with the cooler. Now, that being said, this is, like I said, this is a brand new product. I am testing this product, so don't think that they just make bad products. They make very good products. I think that there's something going on with this particular one. So I've got to figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to have the ribeye that I got. I got one more ribeye left. And those potatoes that I made earlier, I'm going to have more of those potatoes and onions. And I'm going to have to cook 1 or 2 pieces of bacon in order to get the grease for that. So that's what's for dinner. All right, well, we've got my potatoes already. My meat's ready, it's been ready, and it's been resting. Supposedly that's what you're supposed to do whenever you cook steak, let it rest. So it's been doing that, resting to the point that it's almost cold actually. But yeah, man, I'm excited about this. So we're fixing to have a good meal, buddy. He's not even worried about it. Straight up sleeping. This dude has been sleeping the entire time, man. Sleeps while we're riding, sleeps at night, sleeps when we get to camp. Sleep. It's crazy, right? Potatoes are ripe. Now, does anybody else find themselves using their pocket knife as their silverware too? I mean, it's a knife, right? Again, guys, listen, you're not eating with it, I am. And I've been doing it for years. My favorite cut's probably the ribeye. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what your favorite cut of meat is. I really like ribeye. So like I said, I was gonna go into a little bit more detail about my bug protection for when I'm sleeping in the rig. And it's just this simple, man. It's just a piece of screen that I have cut out to roughly the size of the window here. And then what I do is I use these magnets. Nothing too crazy. Just stick it to the door, and I'll leave enough to be overlapped so that way I can still shut the door on it. Now, when I didn't have these rain guards, it worked a little bit better. But now that I've got the rain guards, it's a little bit more difficult. Now, just fold this over. On the inside, you can stick your magnets too. You got enough room here. Now, I can roll down the window and not have to worry about bugs. and still have plenty of ventilation. Stick your magnets across the bottom here, and that helps protect it a whole lot better than you would ever imagine. Now, you could get some thinner screen and it would be even better because the little itty bitty ones still fly up in there, but that helps tremendously. Same way with this side. Grab your screen. Now this one I got fancy with the cut. Now I can't remember why, but at any rate I did. I think I tried to form it. I've seen these done with like duct tape around the edge and made it, you know, the exact size of the window. And I think I tried that at one time and failed, so I just went this route and it works. The mosquitoes here are unreal. Boom, just like that. Now you can roll down the window. G to G, baby, good to go. I've also seen them done with the back hatch windows, but I ain't that fancy. All right, so I've cooked dinner, I ate dinner. Now it's time just to sit back, watch the sunset, have a few cold ones, and fight off the ticks, fleas, sand fleas, mosquitoes, and every other bug that's trying to attack me while I'm here. Pretty cool little campsite. It's right in the middle of Francis Marion. I've actually got service here, which works out good. I'll be able to see the stars tonight. There's a meteor shower, which is going to be nice. Now, the peak of the meteor shower is pretty much over with. I didn't get to see the Milky Way last night because I fell asleep, but maybe I'll be able to see it tonight. Looks like it's going to be pretty good. Give you some stats for today, though, which are quite interesting. Oh, by the way, I found another tick on the Plano box while I was eating. Yeah, crazy. All right, so let me give you some stats for today. 280 miles, 9 hours and 39 minutes. That's the track that I made, if you can see it there. If not, I'll maybe put a screenshot of it. Let's see, the average speed was 35 miles an hour. Max speed 69.1. That's it, man. Moving time was 8 hours and 4 minutes. Stop time was 1.5 hours. So that's crazy. I like the little stats. But anyway, 280 miles. Yesterday I did roughly 250, I think. I can't remember. You guys remember. It was earlier. And then the day before, I think it was 237. So I'm averaging somewhere between 220 and 250 per day. So if you just do a good average of 200 miles, factor that whenever you factor in how much time it's going to take to do the entire trail. So factor in 200 miles a day if you plan on driving and not stopping. If you plan on stopping, then of course you're going to have to plan accordingly. There's really not a whole lot of things that you can stop between here and like 𝐼𝙧𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐶 area, but up near 𝐼𝙧𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐶 area and all in that area where we were at yesterday, there's tons of hiking trails, stuff like that. There's also tons of hiking trails inside of Sumter National Forest, all of them, and there's a lot of hiking trails inside of Francis Marion National Forest. Also, there's good many spots that you can put in a kayak, little lakes, different things like that. So whenever you do the South Carolina Adventure Trail, if you want to bring some stuff with you, bring a kayak, bring a mountain bike, do whatever you want to do. There's tons of stuff that you can do. Just know that it's going to be anywhere between 5 to 7 days to complete the whole thing. I was ambitious and I thought that maybe I was going to be able to do it in 3 days because the website did say 3 to 5 days. I no longer am ambitious about that. I don't think that it's going to happen. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the coastline, and then from there I'm going to head on back up to the house. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive the short way to get from Charleston back up to Columbia, which is where I'm staying at right now. And I've got to go to work, you know. I do work. Contrary to most people's belief, I actually do work. So at any rate, I will be back up in the mountains though, because the work that I do puts me up on top of damaged roofs. And remember that tornado warning that came across? Well, they had some tornadoes and some hail, and that is like raining money whenever you're in the roofing business. So hopefully I can go up there, hang out in the mountains some more, make a little bit of money, and then afford to do some more trips. That's it for tonight. That is the current situation. And yeah, Puma and I are just going to chill. Catch you guys later. Morning. What are you doing, buddy? It's time that we need to get up, get at 'em, and get moving. The sun is out. No, we can't go back to sleep. Good morning. What's happening? What a great night. I slept really good last night. And yeah, man. Wasn't too cold. It's kind of crazy though, because so I've camped inside of here in 13 degrees, I think is the lowest I've ever camped. So 13 degrees, right? Last night it was 50 was the low, or high 40s was the low, and it was cold. It's chilly, man. It's weird that your body kind of adapts like that. So like whenever I was in Colorado, it was the high 20s and 30s, and it really wasn't that bad. Like after, you know, a couple days of being there, I was kind of used to it. Light coat, different things like that. Shit, now I have to wear a damn flannel when it's 60 degrees outside. So, but yeah, it's weird how your body adjusts. Anyway, we've been traveling on the South Carolina Adventure Trail now for over 600 or 700 miles, I want to say. And I'm at the coastline. I'm almost to the beach. So I'm going to go hit the beach today. And then I'm probably going to take the direct way home, just because I need to get back to work. It's Tuesday. I'd expected to be done on Monday. And I need to be done today. So work sucks. It is what it is. We have to make a living. But yeah, this is it, man. So let's go ahead and get the day started. I just realized that you guys have been watching me for the past 3 days, and I've been pretty much in the same outfit, and no shame in my game. The only thing that I've changed is my underwear. So yeah, socks and underwear, those have to be changed daily. But as far as the outerwear, I'm not ashamed to tell you that I wore the same clothes for the past 3 days. I did, however, pack clothes, so in case you're wondering. But if it was a concern of yours, I am changing clothes today. I've decided to forego breakfast today. You know, I'm not skipping breakfast just because all I have to eat is healthy oatmeal. I'm more so skipping breakfast because I don't have anything good to eat. No, oatmeal's good. I mean, I don't know though, some eggs and bacon and sausage or pancakes or all those other things are just so much better than oatmeal. Grits with cheese, salt, pepper, and butter. And because of this whole coronavirus thing, you know, sometimes what I like to do, particularly on my last days of camp, is I like to go to like a local diner or something like that. Just kind of get a local, you know, some kind of a local good meal. Because of the coronavirus deal, I won't be able to do that. So that kind of sucks too. Go ahead and make my coffee. What I like to do is I like to fill up the cup that I'm going to use with the water. That way you have just the right amount. Son, are you having a hard time getting up this morning? Come on. You lazy bastard. Look at these damn mosquitoes, man. Come on. Let's go. Go outside. Come on. Up and at him. Look at this dude. I know, life's tough for you, isn't it, bud? He wants his hug. This dog gets hugs. Yeah. Come here. This dude's spoiled, bro. Alright, come on. See? That's all he wanted. Jeez, man. Alright, man, you ready to go? Come on. Alright, so let's take a look at where we got to go here to get to the coast. I do want to hit the coast up. So it looks like if I go back out to the blue one, hit the green, then I can do that. Then it's going to take me back up through the national forest and then back down to the coast again. So if I wanted to bypass this national forest, which I've been inside of since yesterday, then I could just hop onto Highway 17 here and then go straight down to the beach. Edisto Beach, it looks like. Yeah, that's Edisto Beach. So at any rate, I could go straight down to Edisto Beach that way, and then take the straight way back home, or follow the trail. I'll probably end up taking the straight way back home, which is going to be 26. It's going to be a whole lot easier. That way I can get home at a relatively decent time. But we'll just kind of see how it plays out. It's 9 o'clock in the morning now, so just kind of depends on what kind of mileage I get, and you know, how fast I'm going to be going and all that. So we'll see. But first things first, let's get to the beach, man.
𝐷𝙑𝑐𝑒.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
All right, so I'm here at the beach, but I believe that they have it closed. Yeah, man. Believe that they have it closed. We couldn't go on the beach because they are closed due to COVID. And while the governor did open up all the beach accesses, the cities have closed the beach access. That I did not know. That's a caveat I was not aware of. So the beaches are open according to the governor, closed according to city officials. That's a wild situation to be in, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it is what it is, and there's really not much I can do about it, unfortunately. Now, that said, sometimes it's all about the journey, more so than it is about the destination. And what a fantastic time. It's been roughly 860 miles that I've driven so far. Still got to get home. Probably going to take the short way home just because I'm ready to go home. I think I drove enough. It's time to go home now. In the words of Forrest Gump, it's time to go home now. But it's been an awesome trip. Great scenic views all the way around. I've seen all kinds of different landscape right here in South Carolina, which is a place that I've called home for the past 15 plus years. So yeah, it's been pretty cool exploring, you know, the area around me. I encourage you guys to go out and do the same. Explore the area around you. You know, look online, see if your state or your area has some sort of an adventure tour or scenic byway or different things like that, or even download a map and plot one yourself. Use Google Earth. I'm interested to find what kind of adventure trails you guys might find if you go and look for an adventure trail around you. Leave a comment down below and let me know which adventure trail you've been on, which adventure trail you want to go on, or which adventure trail you found out about that you never knew existed. For the South Carolina Adventure Trail, I highly recommend it. And one day, I'll be able to do it in its complete entirety. All 5 days, I'll probably take a week. I'll be able to go to the beach. I'll be able to go to the mountains. I'll be able to stay at state parks and visit state parks and see different things like that. But for now, all I can do is look and absorb the scenery and the natural landscape, which that's okay. It's about what I do anyway on my normal trips. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope that you had as much fun watching as I had making the video. And until next time, peace.